Hello guys and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. And today I would like to talk to you about confidence and influence. Let's get started. Thinking recently about the way certain people behave with other people, and it got me really frustrated, to be honest with you, because I have been dealing with some people just generally kind of like over the course of the last year, the last like 12 months or so. I've been dealing with some people who are really quite different from kind of my usual circle, I guess. And I have not seen, these are adults. It's important to say these are adults, right? And they are the last time I saw this kind of behavior was probably in primary school and like middle school, sort of early middle school. Yeah, which is really bizarre. And I'd like to talk to you about this because I'm sure, well, I mean, I'm very, very certain that a lot of people have to deal with that. And I would like to talk about this and like explain a few things to you. Why you might feel weird around certain people. Like why do people make you feel weird? Because some people do that. Some people cannot just have a normal conversation with you. They will have weird reactions to what you say, even though you're not saying anything crazy. They will have weird responses or like weird feedback. You will be really confused around them and you will be definitely not able to kind of show your personality. I actually talked about this kind of like about a similar topic in a video that I made about not dimming your shine and how that makes absolutely no sense. How like your personality is a good thing and it can protect you, and like your light protects you, actually. It doesn't like hiding your light does not protect you. So, I kind of would like to talk about that for a second. So here's the thing, and that is supposed to be comforting, by the way. If you are noticing, so first of all, if you are being a polite and nice person, which is a baseline, this is how you should be with, everybody, unless they have proven to you that you shouldn't be like this with them. But in normal circumstances, if you're just being polite and nice to someone, you're being respectful and everything, and the person you're talking to is just being weird, is like giving you weird laughs, like laughing at you or making like weird jokes at your expense, trying to make you feel small for some reason, and you're just really confused. Here is a little reminder for you. People who are of a higher status than you, right? So, like in terms of education, in terms of in a financial sense, career wise, in any way, they will never talk down on you. They will never ever make you feel small because they are confident. We are, of course, talking ideally, right? Because yes, there are really wealthy people who can't behave, and like people who are really rich and really influential, who are extremely polite, who are extremely like invalidate other people's feelings and so on and so forth. But like generally, when we're talking about people's confidence, someone who is genuinely, confident and who has more wealth than you, maybe more education, more of any kind of assets, whatever it is, they will never make anyone feel less than, because it just absolutely makes no sense. They don't have to do that. They there's no need for them to try to belittle you, because that won't make them feel bigger than they already are. They know exactly who they are. They have the confidence, so they don't have to do these cheap tricks with anybody. People who do that, though, however, are the people who might feel threatened by you, who might feel like you are possessing something that they don't have. There is something about you that just like triggers them, right? But at the same time, they are sensing your lack of self-esteem and your like lack of confidence, lack of boundaries. So they feel like they can make jabs at you because it will cost them nothing. You will not attack back, you will not fight back, and even if you do, they will attack you right back, make you feel even weirder about that, and they're pretty sure that you will not double down and actually protect yourself. So the lesson here is that you should have really strong boundaries, and you should be confident, and you should protect yourself. You should be able to do those things. If you notice this kind of weird behavior and you just feel weird around certain people, that's okay. I think that genuinely you should not overthink that, because the important thing here to understand is that you do not want to compete with these people. You do not want to prove anything to them, because there's just no point. You kind of just want to finish your business with them as soon as possible and kind of just get away, because you're not also gaining anything by, proving something to them. You might gain some temporary satisfaction or long-term satisfaction, who knows, but it does make no sense, because why would you want to prove something like how good you are to someone who is not really that worthy? Let's be honest here. let's be for real. If they want to, belittle you, they don't respect you, and that means they're not worth your energy. It literally means they're not worth your energy. You might use them to boost your ego and like try to work harder and achieve better things. Yes, absolutely, you can do that. But at the same time, please do not waste your breath, and do not waste your time overthinking about these people, trying to make them like you, trying to prove something to them, try to kind of like, I don't know, communicate with them in some kind of way to like change their ways. It's not gonna work. It's not going to, you're not going to achieve any goal by doing that. So it's just not worth your time. Please always remember that people who are actually established and people who you would like to be like, someone who you are kind of like, whose success level you're aiming for, right? Someone who is on that level, someone who is truly confident, will never behave that kind of way. So I should have really mentioned confidence before mentioning anything else, because it is ultimately never about money, never about education, never about any of those things, because I have met really highly educated people and some wealthy people as well, and not all of them are well behaved, respectful, polite, and just even normal, to be honest with you. So that is not something to kind of just blindly admire. Admire someone's confidence instead, someone's deep, quiet understanding of who they are, because those kind of people do not go attacking others. Those kind of people do not belittle others. And this is also how you would want to be, because when you are, it's one thing when you're behaving like this and like you are belittling and kind of being weird to someone who you see kind of inferior to you and who you might feel kind of threatened by, but it gives you such a bad look, to be honest with you. If you feel triggered by someone like that and you want to make a jab at them, or you want to make some kind of comment to make them feel small, or you want to show how cool you are, that's not telling anything about your confidence. If anything, that is saying how low your confidence is. So, and people who can read that will register that. This is not something you want if you care about your reputation whatsoever, and if you also ultimately want to have self-respect. Is, if you feel triggered by other people, instead of reacting, kind of towards them, reacting at them and being weird to them, right? Even if you feel like doing that, we're all human. We are talking about these kind of things freely on this channel. I strongly suggest you take a pause, you take a breather, you create space between yourself, like between your emotions and your response. So you take some time, you don't reactively respond to something, you do not just be weird to someone and feel like you have to necessarily get defensive or kind of downplay someone or anything like that. You might want to just have a very calm response and do some shadow work when you are in a safe space and you are at home. Yes, you might want to think about what it is about another person that upset you and triggered. What was triggered inside of you? How can you integrate that shadow? How can you welcome that part that you feel, is feeling threatened? So is it that you feel like you are lacking something, you're lacking some kind of knowledge, or you are feeling threatened by how someone looks, or you're feeling threatened by how someone behaves, or their circle, or their wealth, or something like that, right? You might want to do some shadow work. I mean, you do want to do some shadow work, realistically, So like, yeah, if we're talking about roles being reversed, and do that and try to understand how can you respond better in the future, how can you fulfill yourself and fulfill your own needs in order to not feel threatened by others. Try to make a list of the positive things and qualities about you to see yourself in a better way and work on your self-esteem and your self-image. I will be talking about this more when I make a review on the book called Psycho-Cybernetics that I'm finishing currently, and it has some really good and really solid advice on improving your self-image. So yes, once again, you guys, quickly to just recap, someone who you would want to be like, someone who is truly confident, someone who is a cool, wonderful person who has the wealth, the education, the life that you want, once again, and most importantly, is confidence. That person will never be disrespectful and weird to anyone. That person will never belittle anyone, especially someone who is below them. That's weird in any way, And if you notice someone behaving that way to you, that's just your sign to not take that person too seriously. That is your sign to take a step back and to engage with that person as little as possible, and if possible, cut your ties with them, because that's not good energy to have around you. That's not someone who's ever going to be a good friend to you, not someone who is going to be protective and supportive of you. So there's no point proving anything to them. Just say goodbye. That's okay. And once again, if you are the one who feels the need to kind of like, make a jab at someone or make some kind of unpleasant comment who you feel like will make you feel like not the kind of person you would actually like to be, then take a pause and please do some shadow work. Please explore that in your self-therapy or in actual therapy, and journal about that and understand yourself better and like where that comes from, because we're all human. It's a natural, normal human feelings, and the thing is that like we should not be demonizing them. We should be working through them. So I like to look at things from different perspectives. So yes, please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I will leave all the relevant video links in the description box. And thank you very much, you guys, for watching this video. I hope you like it. I hope you found it helpful. Please like it, share it with your loved ones, and please subscribe to my channel. Leave me any comment, please. It would really help my channel a lot. I would really appreciate that. And it's almost the holiday season, so please, it would be the biggest gift from you if you could like my video, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so very much once again, and I will see you in the next one.